Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hooked. So a couple weeks ago, we made this super cute little ball of yarn using no equipment whatsoever. So a couple of you guys asked me, is there a way to take this and turn it into a cake of yarn without spending a ton of money? And there is. There's a couple different options, so I'm going to go over those with you guys here in just a minute. But you can take this little ball of yarn and turn it into a center pull cake without spending any money if you don't want to. You can totally do this for free, and I'll show you a couple options on the free versions, and then I'll show you how you can buy something a little bit easier without having to buy a yarn winder, because I understand the yarn winders can take up space and some places just don't have enough space to hide those or keep those out of sight when you're not using them. So I'm gonna grab this little yarn ball, I'm gonna grab a couple of my supplies, and we're gonna get this into a yarn cake. I'm super excited. Hi friends, when you look in the description below this video, there's going to be a link there that contains free patterns. Make sure you click that, check it out, and I'm so excited to see how you make them. Bye guys. Alright, so like I said, today I'm going to show you guys how to wind these three pieces of yarn. So we've got two balls of yarn, and then I have a little piece of extra yarn that I just want to recake this so it's easier for me to use. So I have a yarn ball winder here. I got this on Amazon. It was probably like, I think $7 or $8. This one was about $15. It comes in two pieces. So this is more of a pull from the outside and let it go kind of thing. And then the other one, you're just going to use your hands. So what I like to do, and you can use pretty much anything with a hole in it for this, but I have this little basket. I bought this at the Dollar Tree. It just has a hole in the front of it. You can also use like a strainer that you would put like pasta or something in, or if you have a yarn ball bowl, you can use that too. I just don't have one right now that's readily available. So all I do is I take my ball of yarn and my end, and I just thread it through that hole, so that way as I pull it, it doesn't jump out and fly off anywhere. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna show you how to use your fingers. I'm gonna move these out of the way. I'm gonna show you how to use your fingers to wind a center pull ball. So this will work really well if you have like some leftover yarn that you just want to cake up yourself really quick and you don't have a yarn winder, or like if you pull a yarn baby out or yarn barf, whatever you call it. So all you do is you put your fingers like this and you start wrapping your yarn, but you like zigzag it. And you don't have to do it too long, you just do it a little bit. So you've got some zigzags here. And then you can just pull it off and fold those in half. And what I do is where that half is, I put my pointer finger. So this is the tail that I'll be using to start crocheting with. I put my pointer finger here and I fold that over top, and I pull that, the loose tail that we'll use out of the way, and I just start winding this extra yarn around that. And I don't do it too tight. I try to do it pretty loose, and you can just do it around this way, or you can start twisting it and making it more of a ball texture. I like leaving it kind of straight like a cake. And like I said, do it pretty loose so that way you don't cut the circulation off to your finger and your yarn doesn't stretch out. But I do it like this, and you'll just keep going. And then as you can see, like I have my cake right here, and you can just put that back in there if you want, or you can continue and keep going until it's all used up. So we're just gonna put it back in there so I can show you. So it's right in the middle, and then you just pull on this and it comes out like a center pull ball. Super easy. I love it for when I just have a little bit of yarn left over and it's a little bit messy for me. So now we're gonna try the yarn ball winder. Now I'm going to clarify, I have not used either one of these before. This method I've done a million times. These ones I have not done before, so I am interested to see how these work. I'm gonna grab my scissors and cut this tag off. And then, so from what I've seen, and there are instructions kind of. They're not like super detailed. In here is you put your yarn in the notch on the top, and then you wrap, whoop, you wrap your yarn around and you just keep wrapping. And just keep going. What I think I would probably do though, I don't know, we'll see. We'll keep going and see what happens. This is just what the instructions say. Like I said, I haven't done this before. I'm just following what was written on the instructions. So we're gonna wind this all up and see what happens. Alright, so we've got it wound. Now all it says is slide this off. Oh, look at that. So it's not perfectly flat on the bottom, but like it's definitely center pull. So that's pretty interesting. So obviously I would probably do this a couple times to practice and make it pretty. It feels like I'm making cotton candy with spinning this, but like if you have like really bad wrist pain, I don't recommend this part of it because it'll probably hurt. I don't know what this is for. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about it on here. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just for your hands, but it like popped off a couple times during using it. I don't know. It's pretty interesting though. I'm not mad about it. I like how this worked, especially if you don't have storage to hold a yarn winder and a Swift and all that. You can wrap your ball of yarn up and then use this to make it. So I like that. All right, and for the last one, I'm gonna assume that this is very similar to this, other than the fact that it doesn't have a notch in the top, and maybe you don't, maybe you have to leave the, I don't know, because it looks like it's gonna be one of those that you, that you just unwind as it goes. So maybe you just, this one did not have instructions, and I could not find anything online that was like a good description of how to use this. So I'm just going to wind this one all the way around and try and keep it as even as I can, and then we'll see how this works. Okay, so I did not finish winding this, I know. Mainly because my arm is tired. And after winding this whole ball, my arm is tired. So you can do it this way, I did learn, that's pretty fun. But my finger starts hurting after a while. So I'm not going to finish winding this. Maybe later, but right now my arm's tired. So it does work this way though. So you put it on here, and then as you crochet, it comes off like that. So you don't really have to worry about how you start it. I'm gonna wind that part back up so it doesn't get lost. Oh. But yeah, so this is interesting. I still don't really like these as much as I was hoping I would. They're neat. Both of these are really neat if you need a center pull, but like I would probably invest in a yarn ball winder if I really wanted to cake my yarn, or I would just do it this way. Yeah, I know this is kind of disappointing, but if you have really strong arms and you're cool with it, you can totally, this is faster, I think. This is harder to hold on to. I don't know why, it's just harder to hold on to. It might be because I'm using smaller yarn, but I think this would work really well. This one specifically, if you had, like if you were crocheting with like worsted weight or bigger, but since this is fingering weight yarn, it's taking forever. I don't know if there's a faster way to load this on here. I actually like Googled it really quick to see, and I'm not seeing anything faster. So this takes some time. So I would almost rather just spend the $20 and buy a yarn caker, like the yarn cake winder thing. But if you don't have the space for that, I totally understand. I would probably just stick with my fingers and do it this way. It might not be as feasible if you have like a much larger cake of yarn that you have to cake up, but that's probably what I would do. Or I would just wrap it up in a ball and use it this way. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on these. I like this one the best, other than this comes off and I don't know why, and there's no explanation as to why. I don't know, but that's okay. So let me know in the comments below what you think, what your preferred method would be if you did not have a yarn ball winder. I think this is my favorite. This would be a lot of fun if somebody else did it for me. And that way I didn't have to do it. But like my forearm is really tired and that's weird for me. So yeah, so if you've used any of these before, let me know in the comments below. If not, if you would be interested in one, let me know. And if you have another way to hand cake yarn, tell me that so that way I can make a video on it as well. But I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!